Hello, everyone. Good evening. How are we? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic Wednesday, wherever you are around the world. And welcome back to another Liverpool news episode for you guys tonight. Hopefully, everyone is well. Hopefully, everyone's had a fantastic day. And no major news. There is one main major news which we will discuss later on in the video. Of course, as you can see by the thumbnail and the title. Again, not good news for, again, Liverpool going into the cup final. Obviously, we will discuss both Trent Alexander-Arnold and Dominik Szoboszlai as well. Not great news, is it, chat? Realistically, as well. But tonight, as well, we're also going to talk about Sven-Göran Eriksson as well, and the Legends game, of course. And we'll also discuss Diogo Jota and Connor Bradley. Obviously, you can see there Connor Bradley winning Player of the Month for Liverpool, which again, great stuff for again Connor Bradley, who's had an amazing month on the field, of course. Anyway, but let me know your guys' thoughts anyway in the comments section down below. Good evening. I'm guessing it's Luke saying Emery Chan. If you, I will promote their video because again, it was a good video. Obviously, go over to 1892 Reds TV. I think, they did best Jurgen Klopp Liverpool 11 and did the worst. And Emery Chan going one of them, just saying, by saying somebody. He knows who he is, the bald fraud. I'm kidding. But no, look, he's not in my personal team anyway for best 11. I'll give that away anyway. But again, go over, check the video out. It was a really good video from the boys as well. And yeah, go and subscribe over to them, guys. I think they are, 43 away from a K. So if you can go subscribe over there, very much appreciated as always. But we will just jump straight into the news then, guys. And let's talk about Sven-Göran Eriksson. Of course, we know, sadly, the sad diagnosis of Sven. Of course, we know, again, and it's sad news, and I think we covered it at the time, but Liverpool have officially announced that he will be the manager for the Liverpool Legends game, I think in a month's time against Ajax, Ajax Legends, of course, which again, fantastic news from that aspect of things. Again, it's great that the club has actually I don't want to say listened, because I think, again, as soon as the news came out about Sven's diagnosis, again, I think the club straight away knew what they had to do in that sense as well. It'd be great, of course, for him. I think Jurgen as well already said that, again, he can come and spend the day in my office and have, be the Liverpool manager for the day. So, again, that would be great for him as well. And it's just great the fact that he will be at the Legends game as well. So, again, if you are going, again, great news in that sense. I'm not sure who's been officially announced yet. I know that he's going to be in the dugout, I think, with John Barnes, I think. I'm not sure who else. I did see brief things, but still, it's great news that he will be the Liverpool manager for the Legends game. Of course, he could be in the running for the Liverpool job overall for next season. But again, it's just great news that again, he will be the Liverpool manager for the Ajax game. And it'd be great for him, of course, because again, like he said, lifelong Liverpool supporter, being the Liverpool manager, great news in that aspect of things as well. Anyway, but we will move on and we will speak about Diogo Jota has been in the news, of course, and Connor Bradley. We can speak about both of them right now, of course. Obviously, Connor Bradley winning Liverpool Player of the Month for January. Again, what a month it was. The performances. Again, the goals and assists against Chelsea. Absolutely phenomenal from Connor Bradley. And again, we'll speak a bit more about later on, of course, about Trent. It's a massive opportunity now for Connor Bradley to definitely put his name in there for Jurgen to pick from for the rest of the season. But again, obviously Diogo winning Premier League Player of the Month as well for January. Connor Bradley was among the voters. I think the main three candidates was Jota, De Bruyne, and Connor Bradley, I would say, looking at the month. Anyway, but still, what fantastic to see a Liverpool player actually winning as well, because I can't quite remember the last Liverpool player who won a Player of the Month. I want to say Joel Matip back a couple of months ago. Was it last season? or the season before that. Like, again, I can't remember the last time a Liverpool player won it. It's probably Salah somewhere, but it was Mo Salah. What am I on about? Mo Salah did win a Player of the Month this season. I completely forgot about that until I just remembered his FIFA card. But yeah, again, great news. The fact that, again, Conor Bradley's won Liverpool Player of the Month. As you can see, but they've again taking photos with the trophy earlier on. And Diogo Jota has won the Premier League Player of the Month for January, which again goes to show Liverpool actually had a good January. Where in normal years, in normal seasons, we don't, of course, but still. Again, defeat against Arsenal in February, not the best, was it, chat? Realistically, anyway. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on both winning those as well. Of course, like I said, Conor Bradley was among the voters, but to be fair, Jota, I think, is 3 goals, 3 games, 3 goals, and 2 assists in January, which again he was outstanding for Liverpool. While Mo Salah was out injured as well, because of course Mo is back as well. How are you all doing? Hopefully you're doing well, Mark. I'm pretty good today as well. Hopefully you are as well, mate. Very well deserved, 100%. Yeah, like I said, and we said it in December, didn't we? Like how and who would step up for Liverpool when Mo wasn't here. And to be fair, I think Jota and Darwin for me definitely stood up. I think more so with Jota, because again we haven't had Diogo Jota around. I think it's in most January since he's been at Liverpool. We haven't had Diogo Jota available, which again, having a Diogo Jota is very, very good, considering, the title race and so on. But still, as long as we have him fit and available, for me, he gets in Liverpool's team at the minute. When we speak about who gets in the front three, even probably for Brentford on the weekend, I think it's probably Jota, Darwin, and Mo probably, if everyone is fit and ready to go. Of course, but again, it's great the fact then that we have the quality of a Lucho Diaz or a Cody Gakpo then on the bench to bring on and change things. And even same with Jota, you could let Jota be come off of the bench and add that impact, like we have done a few times under the Jurgen Klopp reign as well. But Jota may not be the best footballer, but what he is as a gunman, yeah, no, absolutely. Again, very underrated. I think when we speak about, just going a little bit from the boys' video when they spoke about, best 11, like I probably do like, again, a good video to would be rank Jurgen Klopp signings from, again, I think Jurgen's made, I think it's like 32 signings since he's been at Liverpool. It's probably more than that, but just to rank them, and I think Jota would be very high on that list. Because I think overall he's been very much underrated. Certainly on a Premier League side of things, I would say Diogo Jota is very much underrated. Again, not the best technically in certain aspects, and pace-wise, but again, get him in front of goal. He is probably Liverpool's best finisher in front of goal. And when we speak about, a title race, potentially going for the quads and so on, again, he will be a massive part of that if he can stay fit. Again, we've been so lucky at the moment where, again, he's not been the one injured. It's now Mo Salah who's injured, which, again, he's never injured at certain aspects of things as well. So, again, you have to be careful. And, of course, obviously, rotation will be crucial between the front five as well. And I think, to be fair, with whoever else, with the manager coming in as well, I think Jota, again, when you think about strikers, and what strikers are at the club, again, you've got Jota, Darwin as well, Mo. Again, you could come into a lot worse teams, couldn't you? Realistically, but yeah, Diogo Jota for me, 100% underrated, for sure. How are you doing, Zane? As well, says Mark. Hi all, evening, Doug. Hopefully doing well, mate. Still want to get the manager job sorted. Lol, I hate not knowing. And then we need to rebuild if Pep is going to. Yeah, there's going to be a video on the channel. What day are we on? Tomorrow. yeah, probably will be tomorrow. It won't be a live video. It's going to be pre-recorded. Taking a look at sporting directors, because the whole, again, was going to be part of the news episode, but I thought we'd keep it to its own video, because again, we as football fans don't really tend to speak about sporting directors and or the sporting chiefs, however you want to pronounce it, but it's become such a a big thing in football now, where you look at Manchester United at the minute. You look at how they've been poorly run over the last 10 years. Obviously, they look like they're going to fix their problems as well. That's going to be spoken about tomorrow. But you look at a Liverpool side of things, where we were so comfortable with Michael Edwards at the time, for over 10 years. Obviously, we thought, and then Liverpool and FSG thought, that there would be a sustainable replacement in Julian Wards, but again, that wasn't the case, and so on. And again, now we're looking for our fourth sporting director within the last 3 years, I think it is, or 2 years. So it's a crucial appointment. And again, it's not a be all and end all, I would say, with the sporting director, but you need the correct person in. And for me, there's only 3 people for Liverpool at the minute who are available, who could be available as well. But that's going to be tomorrow's video that's going to be out on the channel. So it won't be tomorrow, unless something happens tomorrow. There won't be a live show tomorrow. It'll be pre-recorded tomorrow to talk about it anyway. But again, I want to keep that to that anyway, but that's going to be tomorrow's video for you guys anyway. But I'm okay, thank you, Mark. A bit banged up at the moment. Sorry to hear that, Doug, as well. It's going around again, which is horrific at the minute, because I know a couple of people in our street. They, I thought they had COVID today when I saw them, and yeah, no, they're just absolutely banged up. But yeah, hopefully you stay safe as well. But oh no, I hope you're feeling better soon, Doug. Thanks, Mark. Wee man, a little banged up too, as Rebecca. Apologies. Sorry to hear that, Doug. Evening press, hopefully doing well, mate. As well. Mark saying, like I think it might be sorted, as Pep is leaving for more management, so he has either been told no to the main job, or it's already sorted. I don't think the job is sorted yet. Of course, we'd all like it to be the one guy that's being linked with it, of course. But if you go and watch Pep Linder's interview with Liverpool, I think he speaks for about 20 minutes for his time at Liverpool, with Jurgen Klopp, and afterwards. The way he speaks about it is, again, he's not. It's obviously it's a job you'd never say never to. Let's be perfectly honest with that. As like he said, again, he wants to go away, and then if the door comes back potentially down the line, again, we know what to expect from the Pep Linders. But all right, Mark, in terms of rebuilding, as soon as the sporting director is done, I'd like a manager sorted as soon as possible. We know the club's not going to announce a new manager until there is a sporting director. That's not to say that the club isn't going to be doing anything from now until then as well. Because, of course, we know for a fact that, there's a certain Spanish manager out there that a lot of teams are looking at the minute, certainly Bayern Munich, after he absolutely, I was going to say battered, and he did batter them, let's be perfectly honest. He did batter Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. There's plenty of interest there, and Liverpool, if we want him, if he is the number one outstanding candidate for the job, which he is, let's be perfectly honest. Again, Liverpool need to do the job correctly, because if you do look at it, there's not much options, like we already spoke about. But I think it might be sorted As I read them out. Apologies, Mark. Arsenal Robson Trafand starting on Saturday. That's press is starting 11 for the weekend. Bayern are so bad tactical. Tuchel's tactics not working for them. Looks like still 0-0 in the game. Are they Champions League, innit? I forgot about this Champions League. I did really forget about the Champions League. But oh well. But anyway, we will move on. And yes, like I said, Sporting Director video tomorrow. We'll be discussing that in tomorrow's show. Anyway, but we will move on to the main event and talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold and Dominik Szoboszlai from Paul Joyce, saying, of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold to miss Carabao Cup final with Chelsea after aggravating extensive knee injury. We know, of course, on the weekend, Trent did come off at half-time. Of course, Jurgen said that it was serious, and by the looks of things, he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks. As far as the article did say, again, it's a number of weeks, but again, it's more likely to be 3 to 4 weeks, which clearly rules him out for the Carabao Cup game, which again, it's a massive opportunity for certain players. Of course, when you look at the right hand side, again, we've got Connor Bradley that can step up, Joe Gomez who's been amazing so far this season, of course, playing at left back. But again, Joe Gomez, I think, would be favourable to move from right back inside. When he has done that this season, quite early on in the season though. But when he has done it, he's been brilliant at doing it. And I think, look, given the chance again, I think Joe Gomez will be perfectly fine in that position, and Connor Bradley, to be fair. But in the same aspect of things with Dominik Szoboszlai, again, Chris Bascom putting in his article piece, saying that Dominik Szoboszlai is another key player who is set to miss the cup final as he undergoes treatment for a hamstring injury. Now, you look at this and you go, again, why did Liverpool rush him back? And this is something I have a fear about Mo Salah as well. We all know Mo's back in training. It was well documented yesterday, was it? Or today? Yesterday, I think it was. Again, that Mo is back in training from his hamstring injury. And I don't want Liverpool to just throw him back in there for the sake of things. Lucas Szoboszlai, back for Chelsea. We think that everything's fine, and then bang, have that. He's felt something with his hamstring again. You look at Trent, back from a knee injury, came back, felt something again in his knee. It's Liverpool so far in 2024, injury-wise, have not been the best on the field, not so bad, but on a medical department side of things, not the best in many ways. And again, them two massive miss for the Carabao Cup game. You look at the game against Anfield, Trent not so much miss because again we won the game 4-1 against Chelsea at Anfield, but Szoboszlai is a massive miss for Liverpool. You've seen against Arsenal how much of a miss he was in that midfield in terms of counter pressing. And it's time for the likes of Gravenberch to step up, McAllister potentially to step up as well in an 8th position, because you would think that with them two out, you would think that, again, and let me know your guys' thoughts on this as well. For me, for the cup final, it would be Connor Bradley. And then when you look at the right-hand side, you've then got options. Then you've got, McAllister could play there. Harvey Elliott could play there. You could even put Cody Gakpo there as an option there. Potentially, again, you could switch Curtis Jones. There's so many variations that what Liverpool could do. I think the simpler one would be to put Harvey Elliott there, but there's also then that option of you could play the same midfield that played against Burnley, McAllister on the right, Curtis Jones on the left, and then Wataru Endo as the 6. But I think, for me personally, I think at the minute, you allow Wataru Endo to get back into things slowly, of course, from being out for the Asian Games. I think that Maka would be my 6 personally. I would rather see Maka as the 6, Curtis Jones as the left, and then a Harvey Elliott on the right. You could have Gravenberch there, of course, as well. But it's going to be interesting to see how Jurgen, certainly on the weekend, I think we might see how he may go around that. in not having Szoboszlai for a couple of weeks. Whether or not he plays Harvey there or Gravenberch, we'll have to wait and see, of course. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. We still need to invest in a second keeper. I don't think Keller has always mistaken him as of late. Do you know what? I'd be interested to see next season, certainly with a new manager coming in, of whether or not he may go, oh, I want to leave, because again, he's not getting ahead of Alisson Becker. Even the cup final, it's obviously Jurgen goes on about, oh, it's Keller's competition. I wouldn't play Keller, to be awfully honest with you. I'd play Alisson. You know, if Alisson's fit and available, you play your best goalkeeper in a cup final. But still, I'm not the manager of Liverpool Football Club. Only a football manager, but still, it's the, you know, that game could make or break Liverpool's season. If Liverpool win the cup final against Chelsea, it could take us on to win the Premier League or win a Europa League, for example. If we lose it, it's like you have to, you know, you have to think yourself up again and so on. You know, it's going to be very much a season-determined situation of, again, because for Chelsea, they'll win the cup. Again, they've got European qualification off of there, so they wouldn't really care then where I think where they'd finish in the league. Of course, they'd want to finish higher, but they're not then thinking about you know, Champions League. They're not going to get Champions League football either way, but you know, Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, they have their European spot if they win the cup. But again, for Liverpool, it's all about, you know, you looked at the 21-22 season after we won that game in the final, Liverpool dropped 4 points, and that was it. Like that's ridiculous. The fact that Liverpool basically drew two games for the rest of the season, and that was it. You know, it's outstanding the way Liverpool finished the end of 21-22. But I think it all stemmed from the Carabao Cup final. If Liverpool don't win that, I don't think we go on to do a quadruple chasing season. And I'm not saying, again, Liverpool are going to do that this year, but it's all about momentum. And normally, if you go on to win the Carabao Cup, teams normally go on to either win a Premier League or to go and win something else big that season. And hopefully we can do that anyway. But yeah, it will be interesting. Penalty to Lazio as well. Brilliant decision by the referee. I think, Boncano got sent off, and 1-0 Lazio as well. Bloody hell, Bayern Munich are in the mud as well. But look, at the end of the day, players need to step up. Of course, no Szoboszlai, no Trent. Now for a couple of weeks, not great news, but still confident in the boys for the weekend. Of course, very, very tough game on Saturday. We'll have a match preview on Friday for it, but still, it's going to be a very, very tough game. 12:30. The last 12:30 of the season as well, which is good news in that sense, of course. But still, you know, got to get the job done because, again, City could drop points on the weekend. Chelsea at home, you would think that City would walk all over Chelsea, but still, it's you know, with certain games coming up, of course, I think, you know, City played Arsenal as well coming up, so Liverpool have to take all 3 points on Saturday to put the pressure on the others to do you know, to do the job as well. But Mark saying, I hate the 12:30 kickoffs. Yeah, all of us do. You know, again, you know, I think all of us last season in the summer thought, oh, you know what? Because we've got Europa League, we won't be in 12:30 fixtures. Liverpool have had all of the 12:30 kickoffs that the BT have got. Practically, you know, again, I think teams are only, is it 5 slots or 4 slots? I think it's 4 slots for 12:30 kickoffs. Liverpool have been drafted all of their 4 slots. That's ridiculous. And yeah, like again, I'm not even going to go on about BT and their allocation of 12:30 kickoffs, because I think that there should be a rule in football where 12:30 kickoff should not be a thing, like, ever. I generally don't think they should be, especially after an international break as well. Never get that. to be awfully honest with you, but still, it's the Premier League. They make it up as they go along, as well anyway. But we are going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Anyway, big thank you to all of you guys for tuning in to the show. Of course, a little bit of short stream. Again, not much news to report on, but of course, we've spoken about Sven-Göran Eriksson, of course, he will become the Liverpool manager for the Ajax game, for the Legends game, which again, great news in that aspect of things. We spoke about Diogo Jota winning the Premier League Player of the Month and Conor Bradley winning Liverpool's Player of the Month for January. We've also spoken about Trent Alexander-Arnold. He will miss the Carabao Cup final with the knee injury. We've spoken about Dom Szoboszlai as well, of course, being out with a hamstring injury, which again, it's awful in that sense. And yeah, hopefully, the two of them, when they do come back, don't get re-injured. Fingers crossed. Anyway, but yeah, big up to you guys. Thank you. This says Mark. Thank you, Mark, for popping in. And yeah, big up to you guys as well. Of course, tomorrow, like I said, it will be a Sporting Director video. So make sure you keep an eye out for it. I think we may upload it in mid-afternoon, I think. I'll have to have a look. And yeah, fingers crossed, that'll be out. It'll either be mid-afternoon or late evening. But again, have your notifications on, guys, and you will be first alerted to it, as long as YouTube play a part to that as well. Anyway, but until next time, guys, that's going to be it from me. Again, tomorrow, Sporting Director video, Friday, match preview for Brentford. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys for that. Anyway, but I've been Connor from the Cup Council. I'll see you guys then. Ta-ra.